The gunshot echoes through the empty parking garage before Kim even realizes she's the target. She hits the concrete, knees scraping as the second bullet shatters the window above her head. Glass rains down like diamonds under the flickering fluorescent lights. Her phone skitters across the oil-stained floor. She's 20 years old, and someone just tried to kill her outside her university lecture hall. This isn't random. Nothing in Kim's life has ever been random. The shooter's footsteps echo closer. Mai's hands shake as she crawls behind a concrete pillar, her backpack still clutched to her chest like it might stop a bullet. Her mind races through the self-defense training her father forced on her years ago, training she thought was paranoid, training that suddenly makes horrifying sense. The footsteps stop. Silence wraps around her like a noose. Mi holds her breath, counts to 10, then 20. Her heart hammers so loud she's certain the shooter can hear it. Then car tires screech, an engine roars. The shooter is leaving, and Mi doesn't know if that's better or worse. She waits 5 full minutes before moving, then scrambles for her phone with trembling fingers. 3 missed calls from her mother, 2 from her father, 7 from her brother Jay. They knew. They always know. Mai's finger hovers over her mother's contact, but she doesn't press call. Instead, she calls the one person who might understand, the one person who makes her feel normal. David answers on the first ring. "Hey, are you okay? You sound weird." Mi opens her mouth to say she's fine. That's what she always says. But this time, the truth spills out in a broken whisper. Someone just tried to kill me. Before we continue, can I ask you a question? Where in the world are you watching from? Comment below because we'd love to know how far these stories travel. Welcome to Afro Soul Stories TV besties. This is our 14th video. Kindly show your encouragement by hitting the like and subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you to those who already subscribed before now. You inspired me to keep creating more videos like this. What happens next in this story will change everything you think you know about family, loyalty, and survival. This is part 3 of Amanda Kim's story, but this time, we're following her daughter into a war she never chose. Now let's get back to the story. 10 years earlier, Amanda Kim survived hell and became a queen. Now her daughter is about to learn that some legacies are written in blood, and some debts get paid by the next generation, whether they want to or not. Mi doesn't go home that night. She goes to David's cramped studio apartment near the university, where he makes instant ramen and doesn't ask questions until she's ready to talk. That's what she loves about him. David Chen doesn't push, doesn't demand, doesn't act like he owns pieces of her the way her family does. She sits on his threadbare couch, wrapped in his oversized hoodie, and tells him everything. Not just about the parking garage, about all of it. The forced training sessions, the meetings with stone-faced men who call her father boss with genuine fear. The way money appears and disappears in amounts that make no legal sense. The bodyguards who pretend to be drivers. "My parents run Seoul," she says finally. "Not legally, not publicly, but they control everything that matters. The Kim Empire. And someone just reminded me that makes me a target." David goes very still. His hand, which had been rubbing circles on her back, freezes mid-motion. "Kim," he repeats slowly. "Your family name is Kim." "Yeah. Why?" His face does something complicated. Something between horror and understanding and pain, so deep it looks physical. "David, what's wrong?" He stands up, walks to his kitchen, grips the counter like it's the only thing keeping him upright. When he turns back, his eyes are wet. "My last name is Chen. David Chen." The name hits me like a third bullet. Chen. The family her mother destroyed years ago. The family whose empire Amanda Kim absorbed piece by piece until nothing remained but memories and grudges. "No," Mi whispers. "No, you said your last name was Park." "I lied." His voice cracks. "Mi, my family sent me to get close to you, to find weaknesses. That was the plan." "So, everything? Us? This? Was real," David says desperately. Me, it was supposed to be a job, but then I knew you, the real you. I fell in love with you, and I've been lying to my uncles for months because I can't hurt you. But you were going to. Mai's voice is ice. Before you loved me, you were going to use me to destroy my family. Yes. The honesty is somehow worse than another lie would have been. Mi's hand finds the doorknob. Don't follow me. Don't call me. Don't exist in my life for a while. She leaves. She walks through Seoul's midnight streets until her phone rings. Jae, her 18-year-old brother who somehow already understands their parents' world better than me ever will. Where are you? Jae's voice is tight with worry. Someone shot at you. Me, this is serious. I don't want protection, I want out. Out doesn't exist for people like us. People like us. You're 18 and you already talk like a mob boss. I talk like someone who understands reality. His voice hardens. You think you can just walk away? Be normal? You're a Kim. That means something. Yeah. It means I'll spend my whole life dodging bullets from families like the Chens who want revenge. Jae sucks in a sharp breath. The Chens? How do you know that name? Mi closes her eyes. She's said too much. I've been dating David Chen. He just told me his family sent him to spy on us. The silence stretches so long Mi thinks Jae hung up. Then, quietly, you need to end it, now, before Dad finds out and ends it permanently. Is that a threat? It's a warning. From your brother who loves you. Jae's voice cracks. Please come home. Mi ends the call. She keeps walking until she finds herself outside the church where her parents got married 20 years ago. The church where her mother, terrified and young, married the most dangerous man in Seoul. Her phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. We missed today. We won't miss tomorrow. Leave Seoul or die in it. Your choice. You have 48 hours. Mi stares at the message. 48 hours to run or 48 hours to dig in. She thinks about David, about how his eyes looked when he confessed, about how her parents probably started exactly like this. Two people from different worlds trying to carve out something real in a landscape of blood and strategy. Comment below. What would you do? Run or fight? Because Mi's about to make a choice that changes everything. Mi goes home, not because Jae asked, not because her parents ordered, but because running means letting fear make her decisions, and Mi Kim didn't survive 20 years of this life by being ruled by fear. Her mother meets her at the door. Amanda Kim looks exactly like someone who spent the night imagining her daughter's funeral. She pulls Mi into a crushing hug. Don't ever do that again. Don't ever disappear when someone's hunting you. I needed space. You needed protection. Amanda pulls back, grips Mai's shoulders. Someone from the Chen family tried to kill you. They're coming out of hiding to finish what we started. Mi looks her mother in the eye. I know because I've been dating David Chen and he told me everything tonight. Amanda's face drains of colour. Behind her, Jungkook appears in the doorway. Mi's father moves like violence wearing a suit. You've been what? His voice is deadly quiet. Dating David Chen. He approached me months ago. His family sent him to spy on us, but he fell in love with me instead. Mi lifts her chin. Sound familiar, Dad? Because I'm pretty sure that's exactly how you and Mom started. Jungkook's hand flexes at his side, the motion of someone reaching for a weapon they're trying not to use. That was different. How? You were a killer who fell for the girl you were supposed to intimidate. Now I'm the girl falling for someone from a family you destroyed. It's the same story. Just a different generation paying for your choices. Mi. Amanda steps between them. We can discuss this rationally. Can we? Because rationality would have been telling me the truth. That our family name makes me a target. That the money paying for my university comes from what you do. That normal was never an option. Jae appears at the top of the stairs. Her brother looks older than 18. He descends slowly, each step measured. She's right, Jae says quietly. We should have told her everything. You knew? Mi stares at him. How long? Since I was 15, Dad sat me down and explained everything. Who we are, what we do, why it matters. Jay's eyes are sad. I asked if you knew. He said you didn't need to carry that weight yet. Well, congratulations. My normal time just ended with a bullet through a car window. Jungkook finally speaks, fury underneath like magma under bedrock. The Chen boy. Where is he? Safe, Mi lies. Mi, this isn't a game. If the Chen family is moving against us, they'll use him. They'll force him to choose, and he'll choose blood over love. Like you chose blood over love with Mom. Oh, wait. You didn't. You chose her. You betrayed your entire organization for her. So maybe David will surprise you. The slap comes so fast, Mi doesn't see it coming. One moment she's standing, the next her cheek is on fire and her mother is between them again, hand pressed against Jungkook's chest. Don't you dare, Amanda hisses at her husband. Don't you dare hit our daughter for throwing our choices back at us. Jungkook's eyes are wild. She doesn't understand what's at stake. Then make her understand. With words, not violence. Mi touches her burning cheek, looks at her father. At the man who just struck his daughter for the first time in her life. I understand more than you think. I understand that love in your world is just another weapon. Well, I don't want that life. She climbs the stairs. Jay follows, his hand finding hers. They don't speak until they reach Mi's room. I'm sorry, Jay says. I should have told you. Everyone's always protecting me, but nobody's asking me what I want. What do you want? Mi stares at her ceiling. I want to wake up tomorrow and not be a Kim. I want to love David without it being a death sentence. I want parents who run literally anything that doesn't involve counting bodies. What do you want, Jay? He considers the question seriously. I want to be good at this. Better than Dad. I want you to be safe even if you hate what we are. Do you like it? This life? I understand it. And understanding something gives you power over it. Jay's eyes are ancient in his young face. You see this world as a prison. I see it as a puzzle. That's terrifying, Jay. Mi's phone buzzes. David. The text makes her blood run cold. They know I told you. They're coming for me tonight. Mi, I'm so sorry. I love you. That was real. No. Mi breathes. She's on her feet. No, no, no. What's wrong? Jay grabs her arm. David. His family knows he betrayed them. They're going to kill him. Mi, you can't go to him. It's probably a trap. I don't care. She whirls on her brother. You want to know the difference between us? You'd calculate the risk. But I love him, Jay. And love isn't strategic. She runs, past her father's shouted orders, past security guards who can't quite catch her. She steals her mother's car and drives like David's life depends on speed because it does. She arrives at his apartment 20 minutes later. The door is open. Mi takes the stairs 2 at a time, bursts into David's apartment, and stops. 3 men have David on his knees. Blood streams from his nose, his mouth. One eye is swollen shut, but he's alive. One of the men holds a gun to David's temple. Mi Kim, the man says. He's older, maybe 40, with David's eyes twisted into something cruel. My nephew has been telling us all about your family. Uncle Chen, David rasps. Please, just let her go. She's everything to do with this. Her mother destroyed our family. We've spent years rebuilding, waiting, and you delivered that moment. Mi's hands shake, but she forces her voice steady. What do you want? Originally? Information. But plans change. Uncle Chen presses the gun harder. Now I want you dead, both of you. A message to your parents. Then shoot me. But let David go. He's your family. He stopped being family when he chose you over us. Uncle Chen's finger moves to the trigger. Say goodbye, David. The gunshot is deafening. Mi screams. But David doesn't fall. Uncle Chen does. Blood blooms across his chest. Standing in the doorway, gun still raised, is Jay. Mi's 18-year-old brother just killed a man. His hands don't shake. His eyes don't waver. He swings the gun to cover the other 2 Chen men. Leave, Jay says quietly. Tell whoever's left of your family that the Kim children are off limits. The men drag their dying uncle toward the door. One pauses. You just started a war, kid? No, our parents started it. I'm just finishing it. They leave. The apartment falls silent. Jay lowers the gun. His hands finally start to shake. Jay, Mi whispers, you killed him. I know. His voice is small suddenly, 18 again. He was going to shoot you. I couldn't let him shoot you. Mi crosses the apartment, pulls her brother into her arms. David struggles to his feet. Thank you, David says to Jay. You saved us. I saved my sister. You're just collateral benefit. But his eyes are kind. Can you walk? Yeah. Good, because we need to leave before the police show up. Jay pulls out his phone. I'm calling Dad's cleaning crew. Mi, take David to the car. Mi wants to demand to know when her baby brother became someone who can order cleaners and handle bodies like it's routine. But there's no time. They drive in silence. Jay sits in back with David, his gun still visible, just in case. Where are we going? David finally asks. Home, Mi says. My home. You're safer in our fortress. Your parents will kill me. No, Jay says. They'll protect you because you're important to me and Mi is important to us. They pull up to the Kim estate. The gates open. Guards swarm the car. One pulls David out roughly until Mi snaps at him to be gentle. Her parents wait on the front steps. Amanda looks at the blood on Mi's clothes, and something dangerous flashes in her eyes. Jungkook looks at Jay, at the gun tucked into his son's waistband. You killed Uncle Chen, Jungkook says, not a question. Yes, Jay answers. He was going to shoot me? Yes, Jungkook nods once. Then you did what you had to do. Come inside, all of you. They gather in Jungkook's office. David sits, clearly terrified. Mi stands beside him. Jay leans against the wall, looking like a young version of his father. Amanda tends to David's wounds with surprising gentleness. Her mother understands exactly what David is. A boy caught between family and love, just like Jungkook once was. The Chen family will retaliate, Jungkook says. Uncle Chen was one of their leaders. His death means war. Then we prepare for war, Jay says. Everyone looks at him. Jay, Amanda says carefully, you're 18. I know how old I am, Mom. I also know we don't have time for me to be a kid anymore. Uncle Chen came for Mai. The Chen family won't stop until we're all dead, or they are. So we need to be smart. We need to end this. Jungkook studies his son. Pride and sorrow war on his face. What do you suggest? Information. David knows the Chen family structure. We use that to strike first. Not violently. Financially. Mom's good at that. She dismantled them once. We do it again. Completely this time. We don't just break them. We erase them. David makes a strangled sound. Those are my cousins. My family. Your family just tried to execute you, Jay says without heat. Family is the people who protect you. I need to think, David says. I need time. Time is what we don't have, Jungkook says. But you can have tonight. Tomorrow we make decisions. A guard escorts David to a guest room. Mi starts to follow, but her father stops her. Let him think. Mi nods. Lets her mother lead her upstairs. Amanda helps her change into clean clothes. Sits on the edge of Mi's bed. I'm sorry, Amanda says quietly. Your father and I thought we could give you normal. We were wrong. Yeah, you were. For what it's worth, I understand what you're feeling. About David. About wanting someone who sees you instead of your last name. That's what your father gave me. Amanda touches Mi's cheek. The same cheek Jungkook struck. And I understand what you're facing. Choosing between love and survival. What did you choose? Both. I chose to love your father and to survive in his world. Amanda's smile is bitter. I don't know if that was the right choice, but it's the one I made. Do you regret it? Every day. And never. Amanda stands. Get some sleep. Tomorrow will be difficult. Mi doesn't sleep. Around 3 a.m., her door opens. David slips inside. They don't speak. He just crawls into bed beside her and she holds him while he shakes. Morning brings crisis. A guard wakes the house with urgent news. The Chen family isn't waiting. They're hitting Kim operations across the city. 3 warehouses burned, 2 managers killed. The message is clear. This is war. The family gathers in Jungkook's office. But this time there are others. Soldiers. Advisors. They're planning. Strategizing. Preparing for battle. Me and David sit on the periphery, holding hands under the table. Jay stands beside his father, pointing out targets on a map. We need to protect our legitimate businesses, Amanda says. If the Chens go public, everything collapses. Then we expose them first, Jay suggests. Leak information. Let the police handle it. That would destabilize half of Seoul's underground, Jungkook says. We'd be trading 1 war for 3. So what's the alternative? Mi asks. Everyone looks at her. You're all talking about strikes and territory, but nobody's asking how we end this without everyone dying. Silence. Then David speaks. A summit. My grandfather is still alive. He's the last connection to the old Chen leadership. If we can get him to the table, present a deal better than war, maybe we can negotiate peace. What kind of deal? Jungkook asks skeptically. Reparations. The Kim family pays for the damage. Not in territory, but in cash. Enough that the Chen family can rebuild somewhere else, away from Seoul. You keep your empire, they get a fresh start. Nobody else dies. That's weakness, one of Jungkook's advisors snaps. That's strategy, Mi counters. If they're broken, they're desperate. And desperate people fight to the death. Give them something to lose. Give them a reason to walk away. Amanda looks at her daughter, really looks at her, and Mi sees recognition there. It could work, Amanda says slowly, if the terms are right. I can guarantee it, David says. My grandfather is old school. If he gives his word at a formal summit, the family honors it. Jungkook studies David. You'd broker this, even though it means your family leaves Seoul forever? Yes, because the alternative is watching everyone I care about kill each other. David's hand tightens around Mi's. I'm choosing love over blood, just like you did once, Mr. Kim. The parallel hangs in the air. Set up the meeting, Jungkook says finally. But David, if this is a trap, you won't leave that room alive. I understand. Preparations begin immediately. The summit is set for 3 days from now. Neutral location, limited security. A list of terms drafted by Amanda with input from David. The night before the summit, Mi finds Jay on the balcony, staring at Seoul's skyline. Can't sleep either, she asks. Too much to think about. They're silent for a while. I'm sorry, Mi says finally, that you had to kill for me, that you're in this position at 18. Don't be. I chose this. You want out. I want in. We're just different. Jay glances at her. But that doesn't mean I don't understand. Sometimes I wish I wanted what you want. Normal. But you don't. No, I like the puzzle. The strategy. The power. He smiles slightly. Besides, someone has to protect you while you chase normal. Might as well be me. What if tomorrow goes wrong? Then we fight, and I'll keep you safe. That's my job, as your brother. Jay's voice is absolute. I'd burn all of Seoul before I let someone hurt you again. That's a promise. Mi hugs him. Her brother who's more ruthless than their father, more strategic than their mother, and somehow still just a kid trying to protect his sister. I love you, Jay. I love you too. Even when you're being stupid and dating enemy sons, she laughs despite everything. He's a good person. I know. That's the only reason I haven't told Dad where you two disappear to every night. Mi pulls back. You knew. Of course I knew. I know everything that happens in this house. Jay's expression softens. For what it's worth, I hope it works. You and David. I hope tomorrow fixes things. They stand together until dawn, until their mother calls them for breakfast, until the day of reckoning arrives. The summit location is an abandoned factory on Seoul's outskirts, neutral ground. They arrive in 3 cars, Limited security as promised. The Chen family is already there. Grandfather Chen sits in a wheelchair, oxygen tank beside him, but his eyes are sharp. And scattered around are what remains of the Chen family. Maybe 20 people. A dynasty reduced to remnants. The two families face each other across scarred concrete. Grandfather Chen speaks first. Jungkook Kim, we meet again. Grandfather Chen, I'm sorry it's under these circumstances. Are you? Sorry. The old man's laugh turns into a cough. You destroyed my family, and now you want peace? I want to end the bloodshed, Jungkook says. We have terms, reparations, enough for your family to rebuild elsewhere. Blood for money. Is that the deal? No. Amanda steps forward. Money for the future. Your grandchildren shouldn't have to fight wars their grandparents started. Neither should mine. She gestures to me and Jay. They deserve better. Grandfather Chen's eyes find David, standing between both families. My grandson tells me he loves your daughter, that he betrayed his blood for her heart. The old man's voice is sad. I had hoped we taught him better. You taught him loyalty, Mi says. She steps forward. You taught him that family matters. He chose me as family. That's not betrayal. That's love. Love is a weakness children can't afford. No, Mi says. Hate is the weakness. Revenge is the weakness. Love is what could save us all. The old man studies her. Then, surprisingly, he smiles. You have your mother's courage. He turns to his family. I'm tired. Tired of fighting. Tired of losing people to wars that won't end until we're all dead. If the Kim family wants to buy peace, I say we sell it while we still can. Murmurs of protest. But Grandfather Chen raises a hand. I'm dying. 6 months, maybe less. I won't spend them planning revenge. I'll spend them trying to give you all a future. He looks at Jungkook. Present your terms. Amanda does. It's generous. More money than necessary. Business connections in other cities. Help relocating. The Kim family essentially funding the Chen family's fresh start. Grandfather Chen agrees to everything. Signs documents with a shaking hand. And just like that, a war ends. Not with violence, with signatures and promises. As both families prepare to leave, Grandfather Chen calls to David. Walk with me, grandson. David pushes his grandfather's wheelchair away from the crowd. They talk quietly. Mi can't hear, but she sees David's shoulders shake, sees the old man grip his grandson's hand. When they return, David's eyes are red but clear. He gave me his blessing, David says to Mi. Said I'm free to choose my own path. And will you? Choose wisely. I'll choose you, if you'll still have me. Mi kisses him in front of both families. It's defiant and tender and absolutely stupid given the context. But it's also real. The realest thing in a day full of performative peace. They leave. Both families disperse. The Chen family has 6 months to relocate, 6 months to build new lives. For 3 weeks, there's peace. The Chen family quietly liquidates their Seoul assets. David moves into a guest room at the Kim estate. Mi starts to believe maybe it worked. Then, 3 weeks after the summit, everything falls apart. Mi is studying when Jay finds her, his face white. Mi, you need to come, now. She follows him to Jungkook's office. Her parents are there, David's there. And on the computer screen is a video call that makes Mai's blood freeze. A man who looks exactly like Jungkook sits in a darkened room. Older, scarred, but unmistakably her father's brother. Hello, family, the man says. I'm Jin Kim, Jungkook's older brother, and we have so much to discuss. Jungkook's hand grips the desk. You're supposed to be dead. Yes, well, you were supposed to be loyal. We all disappoint each other. Jin leans forward. I've been watching you. Watched you steal our family's empire 20 years ago. Watched you build your kingdom on foundations you had no right to. What do you want? What's mine? What you stole. The Kim Empire was supposed to be mine. I was the eldest. And you took it because you were father's favorite. because you left me to rot in prison while you played king. Amanda stands. We thought you died in that prison. Almost did. But I survived, and I've spent 20 years building something you can't imagine. Jin's eyes find me and Jay. Hello, niece, nephew. I'm the family secret. The brother who wasn't supposed to come back. Why now? Jungkook demands. Because I'm done watching. Because it's time to collect. Jin's smile widens. Did you tell them, Jungkook? About the 7 families? About what you stole that was worth more than territory? Don't. But Jin continues. Your father was supposed to inherit leadership of the 7 families, the oldest criminal organization in Asia. But the night before his inauguration, Jungkook killed 3 of the family heads, stole their resources, and disappeared with Amanda. He built his empire on their corpses. Mi looks at her father. Is that true? Jungkook can't meet her eyes. So everything you built was stolen? Mi's voice is hollow. You're not a king. You're a thief. I was protecting us, Jungkook says desperately. The 7 families were corrupt, brutal. I did what I had to do to be free. You did what you wanted to keep power, Jin corrects. And now the remaining families want what you took. What do you want? Amanda asks quietly. Everything. The territory, the assets, the empire. Jin pauses. And in exchange, I'll give you what you've always wanted. A way out. You and Jungkook can leave. Take your children. Live normal lives. All I ask is you return what you stole. And if we refuse, then the 7 families come for you. All of them. You can't fight us all. You'll lose. And your children will die before you do, so you can watch. The screen goes black. Silence fills the room. Mi feels her reality shatter. Everything she thought she knew about her parents is a lie built on older lies. So let me get this straight, Mi says. You didn't build anything. You stole it, killed for it. And now someone wants it back. Don't. You tell me and Jay we need to accept this life, but it doesn't mean anything. We're just living in a house you stole. She walks out. David follows, sits beside her in the garden. Are you okay? He asks. My father is a murderer, but I guess I knew that. Now I know he's also a thief and a liar. Mi's laugh is broken. How is this my life? Because you're a Kim, Jay says from behind them. Like it or not, that's who you are. When the 7 families come, they won't care that you want normal. You're Jungkook Kim's daughter. That makes you a target or an asset. Your choice. I hate you right now, Mi whispers. I hate that you're right. I know. Jay sits beside her. For what it's worth, I'm scared too. I just hide it better. Mi's phone buzzes. Unknown number. The text makes her heart stop. Mi Kim, we have something you thought you'd lost. If you want to see him alive, you have 48 hours to convince your father to surrender. Otherwise, David Chen dies. And yes, we know he's sitting right next to you. The 7. Attached is a photo, not of David beside her. A different photo. Of David with another person. Someone Mi recognizes from a photograph in David's apartment. His younger brother, who David said died years ago. Mi shows David the phone, watches his face drain of color. That's Jin, my brother. He's been dead for 3 years. Car accident. I was at the funeral. Then either you're wrong, Jay says grimly, or the 7 families have resources we can't imagine. Either way, they have leverage. Your brother for our empire. Mi stands. No, I'm not letting anyone else die because of our family's mistakes. I don't care about empires or blood debts. I care about people. So what do you suggest? Jay asks. Mi looks at the house, at her parents visible through the window, at David, at Jay. We find Jin Kim, Uncle Jin. We talk to him, not as enemies, as family. Because I don't think it's just about the empire. People don't wait 20 years for revenge if it's just about money. That's suicide, David says. We have leverage, Mi interrupts. We're the next generation. We're the ones who'll inherit all of this. If Jin wants the Empire, he needs us. Jay considers this. It's insane, and Dad will never allow it. Then we don't ask permission. We go. Tonight. She looks at her brother, at David. I'm in, Jay says. Me too, David agrees. Though this is definitely going to get us killed. Probably, Mi admits, but at least we'll die trying. At midnight, they slip out. Mi leaves a note. Gone to talk to Uncle Jin. Don't follow. This is our generation's problem now. Moi. They take one car. No security, no weapons. Just 3 kids driving toward an address Jay pulled from his father's private files. Last chance to turn back, Mi says at a red light. Not turning back, Jay replies. Never, David adds. They arrive at a warehouse. Of course it's a warehouse. The door is unlocked. Inside, Jin Kim waits. He's not alone. 6 other people sit around a table, each wearing a ring with a different family crest. The 7 families. And in the corner, tied to a chair, is a young man who looks like David, Jin Chen, David's supposedly dead brother. Very much alive. You came, Jin Kim says. I wasn't sure you would. We're not children, Mi says. Not anymore. Sit. We have much to discuss. They sit. The weight of history presses down like atmosphere. You want the Empire back? Mi starts. Fine. Take it. Give my father the chance to return it and walk away. Let our family leave Seoul. You think it's that simple? Jin laughs. That we want territory and money? Child, what your father stole can't be returned. Then what do you want? Jin exchanges glances with the other representatives. They nod. Your father didn't just kill 3 family heads. He killed my wife, your grandmother, the woman who was supposed to broker peace. She died in your father's coup. The words hit like bullets. Mi looks at Jay, who's gone still. We had a grandmother? Jay asks quietly. You did. A kind woman. A smart woman. She wanted to reform the 7 families, and your father murdered her. Jin's eyes are wet. So no, this isn't about empires. This is about justice, your father answering for what he took. What kind of answer? Mi asks. His life. For hers. For blood. Silence. Then Jay speaks. If you kill him, you create new debts. New cycles. Mi and I would have to avenge him. Then your children would have to avenge you. It never ends. So what's your solution? Break the cycle. Jay looks at each representative. My father pays for his crimes, but not with death, with truth. He confesses everything, goes to prison legitimately, the empire gets dismantled, the 7 families reclaim what they can, but it ends with law, not more violence. One representative laughs. You want us to trust human justice. I want you to let my generation inherit something besides war, Jay says intensely. You're all old. You're all tired. This revenge is the only thing keeping some of you alive. But when it's done, when you've killed my father and we've killed you in response, what then? Who wins? Jin studies Jay. You're like him, like your father. But you have something he didn't. Mercy. I have perspective. I've killed for it, and I don't want to spend my whole life killing. The representatives argue quietly. Jin watches them, then looks at Mai. And you? What do you want? Mi thinks about everything. I want everyone I love to survive, and I want the option of normal. I want to know that somewhere a Kim can exist without being hunted, just a person. Jin laughs. It's sad. There's no such thing as normal for people like us. The best we can hope for is sustainable peace. Then let's build that, Mi says. You want my father to pay? Fine. He pays. Legally. Publicly. He loses everything, but he lives. And in exchange, we dismantle the empire. Return what can be returned. And my generation pledges to never rebuild it. We walk away entirely. The representatives deliberate. Hours pass. Finally, Jin speaks. We agree. On conditions. Your father confesses everything, goes to prison, the empire gets liquidated, and you 3 leave Seoul. Tonight. You don't come back until it's done. You let justice run its course. And my brother, David asks, looking at Jin Chen. Insurance. When everything's finalized, we return him, not before. That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair, but it's the best deal you're getting. Take it or watch everyone you love die. Mi looks at Jay. Her brother nods. We accept, Mi says, but we tell our parents ourselves, face to face. You have until dawn. Then you leave Seoul. They drive back in silence, process what just happened. Mi thinks about her father going to prison, her mother losing everything, but she also thinks about David's brother coming home, about the 7 families finally getting justice, about the possibility that maybe this actually ends the cycle. They arrive home as the sun starts painting the sky pink. Their parents are awake. Amanda sees them first. The relief on her face is overwhelming. Then she sees their expressions. What did you do? They explain everything. The meeting, the 7 families, Jin's truth about their grandmother, the deal they struck. Jungkook listens in silence. When they finish, he stands, walks to the window. You bargained away my freedom, he says quietly. We bargained for everyone's survival, Jay corrects. You have 2 choices, Dad. Accept the deal or fight, and watch me and I die. Those are your options. There's always another option. No, Amanda interrupts. There isn't. Our children are right. This ends with us, or it never ends. She walks to Jungkook, takes his hands. We tried to build something better. We failed. But they don't have to. Let them have the future we couldn't. Jungkook looks at his wife, at the woman he betrayed his world for. If I confess, you'll have nothing. Means nothing if our children can't escape it, Amanda says firmly. I'd rather be poor and free than rich in a grave. He's honest. Mi sees it in his face. Her father, who's carried the weight of his stolen empire for 20 years, finally has permission to put it down. Okay, Jungkook says. I'll confess, but promise me something. He looks at me, Jay, David. Promise me you actually leave, that you find those normal lives, that you don't look back with nostalgia. Promise me you escape. We promise, Mi says. They spend 2 hours packing. Not much, just clothes and photographs and the weight of everything they're leaving behind. As dawn breaks, they stand at the estate gates. 1 car, 3 passengers, 2 parents watching their children drive away. Amanda hugs Mai. Be smart, be safe, be happy. I will. All of it? Jungkook grips Jay's shoulder. I'm proud of you, not because you're like me, because you're better. I learned from the best, both of you. David stands awkwardly until Amanda pulls him into the hug too. Take care of her, both of them. Yes, Mom. They get in the car. Mi drives. Away from the Empire, away from Seoul, away from everything they've known. In the rearview mirror, Mi watches her parents get smaller. Watches the estate disappear. Watches her old life fade. Where are we going? David asks. Somewhere new. Somewhere the Kim name means nothing. Somewhere we can figure out who we are when we're not defined by our families. That sounds terrifying, Jay says. Yeah, Mi agrees. It does. But she keeps driving. Toward uncertainty. Toward possibility. Toward whatever comes next. Behind them, the sun rises on Seoul. On her father preparing his confession. On her mother dismantling an empire. On the 7 families finally claiming their justice. And ahead, somewhere in the future, is normal. Or close enough. Is freedom. Or the chance at it. Is the end of one story and the beginning of another. If you made it this far, drop a like and comment what you think happens next. Because some stories don't end. They just pause. And when they resume, they come back harder, smarter, and more dangerous than before. Subscribe now. Part 4 is coming. And trust me, you don't want to miss what happens when the next generation stops running and decides to fight back.